You know, there are many people who link gun violence to violent video games, and some lawmakers are moving to try to do something about it. Assemblywoman Linda Stender is one of them, and she joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mike.
What precisely are you trying to do through this legislation?
What I'm trying to do is limit access by our children to violent video games, because these games, are the new generation of them, are really frightening. They're first-person shooter games. They put guns in the hands of little kids and teach them how to kill.
So would you ban the stores from carrying them? Would you ban the stores from selling them to kids under a certain age? What precisely?
Well, we know that the Supreme Court has overturned a similar ban to children in California. But what we can do is create parameters, reasonable parameters, to limit access. So, for instance, my inspiration for this was that a concerned mother called me. She took her kids to the bowling alley on a day off from school. She took her 4-year-old or 7-year-old and was shocked to find out that the games are there, they're available. You didn't even have to put money in the machine. And the kids were going up, picking up these guns that look like, you know, the semi-automatic weapons, so that they could pretend to be shooting, and the scenes were very violent and very sexual.
So these are like arcade-style games, we used to call them.
Arcade-style games. That's exactly right, because this doesn't speak to the issue of purchasing and using in your own home.
So you wouldn't say to a store, you can't sell this game. What you're saying is that in public places, we don't want to see this anymore.
That's exactly right. I mean, I think that parents shouldn't be concerned that if they send their child to a birthday party, that they are going to have access to a simulation that isn't what they want for their child. It's just inappropriate for young kids to be given that access.
When you said you got a call from a constituent.
Concerned mother, that's right.
Had you thought about it before, or was it something that just came abruptly then and there?
Actually, a few years ago, I had introduced legislation to ban these games. It was not successful, but that's when I really became aware about the violent nature. And at that point, it was Grand Theft Auto that had just come out with its newest version. But we continue to see with every report that this issue of violent video games is one factor amongst many.
And we've seen the linkage between a number of troubled young people who have taken to watching those games incessantly, it appears, and then acting them out. That's
right, and there have been studies over the last 20 years. They're mixed in their result, but generally they agree that because of the impact on the brain, on the parts that control aggression and an emotional response, that there is an impact.
But here's the thing, if you're only going after the stuff in public, and most of the troubled young men are home in front of their computer screens playing these games in private, do you think perhaps you're going after the wrong people?
I think that we are trying to create safer environments for kids and for parents to have comfort about having their children out in public places, because the things that we can't prohibit are people from going and buying these games. They are protected by the First Amendment, and so we can't stop that, but we can provide reasonable controls so that young children are not having access.
You said you tried this once before. It didn't pass.
Right.
What about now?
Well, I think that part of what is dovetailing is not only the whole conversation on gun control and violence in our society, and people's attitudes and awareness have changed, as well as the fact that the graphics continue to get better and that are more better
in a very bad sort of way.
In a very bad sort of way, and that now most of those games are now first-person shooter games. But the other thing is that the New Jersey Task Force just released a report.
And made this a key and crucial element
therein. Made this a key and crucial part of what they were proposing. And so I hope that I will be able to work with the Attorney General's office on this.
Well, we'll follow it up and talk to you some more about it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.